Hey y'all, long time no talk. It's been a while since my last upload. I got really sick for a while. I threw my back out for a while, and those two little spurts really messed up my editing schedule, but a lot has happened. I have a lot to show you, so sit back, relax, and maybe get a snack this time because it's gonna be a while. Obviously, we got new toys to show y'all. We got the strip till all fixed up. We got sprinklers to start, pivots to fix, so just enjoy.
It's a pretty exciting day. We got our strip till, whoa, copyright. We got our strip till all fixed. You can see it's right here in front of me. We got it all repaired, hopefully. And we also worked with the manufacturer. We got some brackets made that should tip our bar back a little further. You guys have heard me talk about that a lot, that the bar needed tipped back further to work correctly and be able to set correctly. We did get that done while it was here getting repaired. We had those brackets cut out and made. We just got done putting them on. It does seem like it's gonna make a difference, but we are going to head to the field and find out. I've done 75 acres out of this circle. I've only got 2 circles to do for these guys up here, and I will be moving. So most of the way through the first one, we got the new mounts put on. They did make a very big difference. I can't tell if I can't say that it's gonna have fixed our issues yet or not, because this field that I'm in, which I'm not gonna show much of it because this isn't our ground. We don't farm this, we're doing it for a neighbor, so I'm not gonna give any details on it. But I can say this is a cover crop of rye, and this stuff got packed down really hard by cows. So this ground is super firm, and this cover crop is really thick. I can show it. Shouldn't hurt anything. But this cover crop is really thick. It's got a really good root system in it, and this strip till rig works really good in these conditions. So I think even set up the other way, we would have been fine in this circle. So I can't really say that that bracket made a huge difference just yet. I'll wait till we get over to Moscow in our corn on corn ground, where that ground is soft and there's heavy corn residue. That's where we're gonna figure out if things are different. Cruising right along. I'm doing about 7.8 miles an hour. Honestly, I could go a lot faster, and I think the tool does a lot better job going faster with this much cover crop down, but it is just too rough out here. I went 9 for maybe 10 acres, and I had enough. I'm gonna kick back, hopefully enjoy the evening, and yeah, see you guys tomorrow. We are home. I had a couple little things to do on the strip till. I've already got that done. No big deal. But now I've got to start stripping some stuff out of this tractor because, oh man, it's a bad first shot of it. There you go. Kinda. If you can kinda see through the mirror. That's what we're playing with tomorrow. As I said, we had a new toy that was coming out thanks to American Implement. We're not really ready to do anything right this second, but in the future, we are gonna have to make some changes, and we're just still trying to kind of figure out what's best. Thankfully, we have some amazing dealers we're working with that have been more than willing to put in the work to put equipment in front of us so that we can try it for ourselves, put it on our own equipment, figure out what's gonna work best. So tomorrow, my plan is, I wasn't gonna put this on the strip till rig because I know it's gonna pull it fine. This doesn't take a ton of horsepower to pull. I was doing about 10 miles an hour on the custom circles, and it was taking a lot of horsepower, but we already know that's an 8RX 410, 410 horse. We know it's gonna pull it. I have no question. But something I hadn't really considered going that fast across ground that hasn't been worked was, it was rough, extremely rough. It was honestly hard to sit in this tractor because I was bouncing like crazy. And as soon as I kind of saw that and saw how it was going, talked with Blake about it, and I'm like, you know what, we need to put that thing on this and around about 10, and let's see the difference, because I know the ride is going to be a lot better on that in the field, or at least I assume it's going to be, but I want to see smoothness wise going that fast, pulling this tool under a load. Is it going to be smoother? I'm assuming it is, but I want to see how much. And also something on this wheel tractor, and it could be some settings with my auto steer, I'd have to play with it. I noticed a little bit of wandering, even with RTK. We are running RTK, but even with RTK, I noticed a little bit of wandering going that fast with this tractor. and I've kind of heard from some people that the track tractors track a little straighter. So I wasn't gonna take the time, but I'm curious enough. I think it's worth it to put on. We're only gonna run it for like probably an hour and a half on this strip till rig, and then what we really wanna see is how it's gonna pull our Limken disc. So I apologize if I say anything wrong, but from what I'm seeing, it has 24-inch belts. This is a signature edition, so it's gonna have all the options as far as lights and in the cab. It's gonna be pretty slick. I think I saw in there already, it has 174 hours on it. So it is a very, very new tractor. Honestly, if we were to get one of these, we would probably look at one with just a little more hours on it. I think it would fit a little better on our operation. Okay, it doesn't look like I did much, but I've just about got everything routed in there. I've got the rate controller foot switch in there. I've got our air compressor power ran in there, and I've got our clean sweep control box ran in there.
Okay, so you just saw him hooking everything up, and I came right when he was finishing doing it, so it looks like he got it all done.
I tried to get a really neat, really nifty time lapse of me hooking it up, but I didn't realize that with it being far, well, I might have explained
a lot of
this,
wires.
but with it being farther up there, I had to extend our clean sweep hoses, but that was no big deal. I had that stuff in my pickup, so got them extended.
So is it ready to go for tomorrow?
Ready to go. Besides, I need to grease the strip till. But
is this the type of thing that you're going to test drive and then be sad when you go back to? No, is it really?
Yeah.
Man, I get sentimentally attached. People always ask me in the comments,
well,
what would you like better? And I'm like, what I learned on.
I know this is gonna hit hard demoing this one because it's the same as what we're used to, but major upgrade.
Yeah.
So, and yes, I know going fast, it's gonna ride smoother. It's gonna be awesome. I know it is. So yeah, I'll probably be pretty fast.
And the kitties love it. And the dogs love it.
We're ready to go. I got our receiver on there. All I got to do tonight is build the setup file I was telling you about.
They're gonna fight.
Nasty. Oh, what the heck is that?
That's pregnancy hormones.
Hey.
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 Look how mean. Your little baby isn't so nice, is she? She looks like a skunk. She runs like a little skunk, doesn't she?
Are you so mad? Are you so mad? Get away from her.
That was his little baby, his little buddy, all of the things. And now she has hit puberty and she's evil. Anyway, so he's all ready. He's all ready to go for tomorrow. And he'll get some footage of that. I unfortunately have some family stuff to go to tomorrow. So I'm going to be gone for a couple days, kind of taking some time. But he will have plenty to show you guys tomorrow.
Don't go.
Okay, so update on the whole strip till drama. Do you want to explain exactly what happened to it? Since we kind of left them on a cliffhanger because it wasn't sorted out.
Yeah, we can now that it's all fixed. So the bar did break on both sides, and we were working through it with Landluver. I still wish I knew how to say their name.
You should explain how lucky it was that you even found it before something really bad happened.
The bar did crack pretty bad on both sides. I would not have found it except for they sent us a hydraulic kit that was supposed to basically bypass some cylinders and let some air out of them. And it does more than that, but it's a long story. But basically what it does, that's the gist of it. So I was crawling under there, putting it on, and don't show him it. I have it all zip tied in there right now because it's been that kind of a year. I'll mount it all better this winter.
It'll be fine.
It's all zip tied in. Well, anyways, I was under there crawling around, and I looked up, and like over, I shouldn't exaggerate, it's probably right at about half of the main frame rail had a crack around it, all the way from one side, all the way down, under, across, and all the way up the other side. And it's here. You put my finger in here. There, right there, right at the pressure point of where all the weight is on it. And that scared me, and I'm like, I'm not crawling under this thing anymore because that's a horrible spot for it to crack.
So sketchy.
And I didn't want to go throwing them under the bus or anything because they were fantastic to work with. They were on top of it. They knew what I was talking about. They never tried to blame us or ask what we did, or I mean nothing. I told them the truth, everything that I had done with it. I told them what we had been doing, how big our tank was, which we got this tank from them, so they knew what was going on. They were great to deal with. great to deal with. I mean, and I didn't want any of that getting out there before we kind of worked through it and got it all fixed. And I did do 2 circles with it like this, and it seems to be fixed now. So you can show them the repairs that were made. We beefed up
She tripped me the other day and made me break my kneecap.
We had that spot beefed up significantly, so I don't think that's going to break again. But yeah, so that's the gist of it. I didn't mean to make it into such a big deal, but at the time there was about 600 things.
It was a big deal.
Well, no, but there was like 600 things going wrong all at the same time from a lot of different people, including us, and I was trying to be careful about how I said stuff because I didn't want to get anyone in trouble.
Hey, at least you updated and filmed.
I didn't want to say the wrong things or it come off wrong, so I thought saying nothing is better than saying the wrong things. But either way, can't speak highly enough on Landluver. Them guys were awesome. So awesome to deal with. You just gotta like keep in your head that this is a new thing.
It's different.
It's untested. This was kind of a, you know, quote unquote custom thing we put together. Things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that stuff is gonna happen. Tillage tools break all the time. Gotta remember, things just happen. It's not a big deal. And it was more, I was curious to see how they were gonna handle it, and they were fantastic. Couldn't have been better. Well, we're rolling. Took a little bit of setting, not on the tractor side, on the bar side. We had to make just a few changes. Now that we got moved over here to Moscow, this ground is a lot softer than where we were. So I had to do some adjusting on the bar, which is to be expected. It's just a huge ground change from over there to over here. But yeah, it's going well. We are pulling 9.8, 9.9 miles an hour. I can already tell you, I've only been in here for like 15 minutes. I can already tell you the ride is no comparison in this. The ride is considerably better. You would never even know that you're going this fast compared to a wheel tractor. You could just tell by the camera, like, I'm floating in here. There's no bumps at all. It's pretty crazy. And just like that, a half circle's down here at Moscow. So that's awesome. Went really well. Played with the settings on the strip till bar a little bit more, but nothing crazy. But tractor handled it great. I did notice, kind of like I said, I did have to run a little more RPM than usual, but I'm wondering if that's just the newer series tractors might be that way. I haven't ran these very much, so I don't know. Okay, so it's been another hour or so, a couple hours by the time we got all moved over here. I've done about 20 acres with the Limkin in some of this harder ground, and I gotta say, very impressed. And that's not this isn't a pandering to Deere, because that's what we run the most of. I'm being serious, being pretty genuine about it. It's been impressive. When we first got in this field, I actually was wondering what was going on, and I was wondering why it was pulling so easy. And I thought maybe we didn't have something set right, or maybe that our depth marker had, maybe that our depth marker had gotten messed up, and so we weren't actually working the depth that it was saying. I got out and dug a couple different times, and we're going about 6 inches deep is where I have it set right now, 6.5 inches deep. And I'm running like 9.3 at 1550 RPM. And it's pulling at, here, let me just show you. I'm in probably the hardest part of the field right now. And there's what we're seeing for horsepower usage right here. So you can see it's going from anywhere from, let's call it 60% up to about 90%. And it's probably more averaging maybe around that 85%. But this 10 acres right in this very corner has never been worked before. When this was broke out from pasture, it was no-tilled into corn, and it has been no-tilled ever since. Besides VT'd. I guess I shouldn't say that. It has been VT'd, which counts as tillage, but you know, it hasn't been worked more than 2 or 3 inches deep. So it's tight, those top 4 or 5 inches for sure. I kind of had an expectation for what it was going to do, and it's doing that plus some. I've been very impressed. I do think my theory on this is, and someone out there correct me if I'm wrong, I think this thing being a 4-track, it really helps on these higher speed implements because you've got so much more footprint on the ground. It's just so much more stable even at a high speed. You're not getting any bounce or power hop like you would on a tired tractor. It's just staying planted and smooth, and it's really able to put all that power right to the ground. You don't get any loss from bouncing or anything like that. That's kind of my theory. I know there's more to it than that. but just right offhand, I can kind of tell that makes a big difference just from being so much more stable. But yeah, it's been very impressive. Very impressive. I'm very happy. Well, we're all blown off, cleaned out. Limkins unhooked. 8RX is ready to be picked up. Gotta say, pretty sad for this one to leave. Not gonna lie. Really liked this one a lot. But see what the future holds. Don't think we're ready to do anything right this second. We need to get some moisture first off. It's getting dry around here, big time. So yeah, but it's been a big learning experience. Big learning experience. We learned a ton. We had expectations, and I think I'm pretty safe to say this exceeded it. Thanks to American Implement. Thanks so much. Thanks to Gabe and Hugoton. If you guys are anywhere in the western Kansas region, reach out to them. Any of the American Implement locations. I don't know how many of you know, but I actually used to work there, and it's a great place. Honestly, great place. They take great care of us. They got some great people working for them. They got a lot of great locations. But yeah, reach out to them if you guys need anything at all. But sadly, the day is not over. I need to get the 335, the 8335R out of the shed. I need to get it hooked up to the Limkin. And honestly, I think I'm gonna head back up to that same field and just keep rolling, because I've got about 40 acres left there that I would really love to get done. And then tomorrow I need to get back to strip tilling if I can get pivots all fired up. We gotta get wheat back fired up.
Ooh, a pivot starting day. Don't let that trench coat fool you. I got completely soaking wet. This was such a long day. Y'all, I don't have any waders. Leave your suggestions in the comments, please. I am begging you. Well, guys, Zach finally got sick of me, and he kicked me out of his pickup in the middle of a wheat field. Just kidding. He's not sick of me yet, but I'm on my way with my handy dandy pipe wrench, and we are gonna go mess with this pivot over here because it's time to start these sprinklers on this wheat. So might have to crank on a couple things when I get out there, but it's gonna take me just a second, so I'll see you when I get there. Back out here, I'm on the phone with Zach. He's messing with another motor, and everything seems to be open. Open. We gotta make double sure. We're gonna blow the underground up is what he said. But here we are. We got this creepy badger hole. Looks like a badger hole. What do you have to say to the vlog?
Oh, you know, normal things. Another day. Another day of, yeah, I'm just going to run over there and fire these up quick. And here it is 4 hours later, working on the same thing.
An entire day job. Okay, good to go. We're on the way back to him now. He's messing with the other motor of this whole operation. So let's go see what he's doing real quick.
2 hours later.
Okay, Zach got that all figured out with the whole starting the motor thing. Now guess whose turn it is to walk her own sprinkler. It's my turn, and a lot of little things went wrong when it came to getting that motor going, and he'll explain that here in a second. But for now, I'm going to the pivot. This thing is running in reverse. We don't want that. So I'm gonna go put it in forward, and then I'm gonna walk the whole thing and check for nozzles. Okay. Made it to the pivot. All we're gonna do is put it in forward, wet. Now we need to get geared up, guys. Well, y'all, now that I've managed to get completely soaking wet, even though I'm in a trench coat, I need to go help Zach. He's probably not done yet. And like I said, only the first couple spans have clogged ones. So let's go find him and see what he's doing. Okay, so I was right. He's about to move this thing. I just helped him clean a couple of them. And this one is worse than the last one. Even though the spray pattern is probably like a 5 out of 10 on the aggro scale, they're right in your face to get you drenched, and every single one of them is clogged, just like he said. And you'll get one unclogged, and then you'll walk away from it, and then a couple seconds later you'll hear it and it's clogged again. Okay, we made it back. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, let's go.
Go ahead and start it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to hold it.
Hold forward.
Yep.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Okay, you can let off forward.
Got the the sprinkler all straight now. So I'm all dried off now. Let's get wet again, I guess. Show you the difference here with these. It's kind of the older style, and they get clogged pretty dang easily. So I'm guessing that the way these are was the reason for the upgrade to the IWOBs, the transformation from these to IWOBs. That one sounds clogged. Okay, here's Zach to inspect my work. No!
Of course, playing phone tag. I swear if that comes unhooked right now, I'm gonna be sad.
Why would it? You want me to come over there and hold it? Is it nasty? Or can you tell? This is giving me trauma from that one time it blew rust water all over you. By the house. Yeah.
That's what happens when you forget to open the ball valve before you start the sprinkler the first time of the year. Way to go.
That is my job. It's still going.
Honestly, I was so focused on getting the motors running that I forgot to come open the ball valve. So it happened.
Well, because I wasn't there too. Yeah, it just keeps hooking onto it, and then I knocked it off, and it did it again. It looks like it's just really close to it.
It needs a weight on it. That would help sound.
Oh, because it's just
Have it in my pickup. It's got this near the weight.
Oh my god, it's still going. Have you ever seen one do that hard?
That's why it's so nice to open them before you start for the first
So
time.
they don't get up in there. Got me. And I stole his trench coat.
Goodness. Violent.
Well, we came back to this other one because somebody is very OCD and he wants this to be perfect, and I feel so much pressure that I have a hard time telling him to move forward or move back because I just want it to be perfect, and I just have to wing it pretty much. But see how it's not straight? Everything past that 1, 2, 3rd tire in is dead straight, and then everything else isn't. So he's gonna climb that tower and move it just like he's been doing this whole time. Okay. See how it's all perfectly straight now? Boop. Well, on that note, it is acceptable
Acceptable.
It is, what are they, subpar or satisfactory.
It's within the acceptable range.
Yes, yeah. But, you know, now it won't kink out or do anything weird, and if something happens... Hopefully this isn't a clip where we're like foreshadowing. But it's the beginning of the year, you know, beginning of the season still. There's still room for error, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna end that one here. I don't know what you guys are gonna see next, but
it's up in the air. You might see cats, you might see
you always
equipment.
See cats.
Yeah. Me getting up at 2 a.m. to come turn this sprinkler
soon.
off.
Yeah. I'm like, kittens, and you're like, I'm gonna freak out.
I'm already hearing my sprinkler being done. Yeah.
Okay, goodbye. Oh gosh, guys. Well, there you have it. You have gotten caught up with a ton, and there's still a ton more. I wasn't really sure how I felt about making a vlog like an hour long, but thank you guys so much for hanging in there and just, you know, sticking with me. While I was editing this, I realized that not only was I sick and then I had my back out and everything, but I've been to a couple funerals in the past month, and it's just taken a toll on me. But I'm sure you all know how I feel, and you guys all understand. And all my farming friends know that if you work on a farm or you own a farm, it is go time right now. It is insanely busy. Things are just happening everywhere you turn. Lately, I haven't even got to spend time with Zach because he's just been gone. He's just been so busy. But we're all so grateful. We're all making good time. Everything is working out. In the next vlog, you're going to be seeing some sketchy stuff that Zach and I do together. You're going to be seeing some more sprinkler work. You're going to see some storms. You're going to see that we had to call in some reinforcements and had Zach's little brother Cooper come and help us start a pivot when it was 48 degrees outside. That was fun. Yeah, either way, I love this video. It's so funny. But either way, you guys leave your suggestions, comments down below. Tell me how you guys are doing. If you guys frequently talk to me in the comments, you know, how are you guys doing? It's been a while. Of course, I post a lot of shorts. It's really easy for me to work my life away, film it, and post it for y'all. And then if I'm going through it, I don't have to get vulnerable and talk about it. So sometimes I like to just check in and make sure everybody's doing fine and kind of just like open up a little bit. Gotta keep in mind and remember that that's why I started social media in the first place. It's kind of like a venting session for me, and I like to be real with y'all. Yeah, stay tuned for all of those exciting videos coming out. I have some really cool news for you guys in the future. Do not forget, if you follow me on any other social media platforms, make sure you're following the correct accounts. There are an insane amount of scammers that are just constantly making fake accounts. My block list is 5 miles long. I'm really happy to see that most of you guys are starting to catch on. The scammers will private message you, beg you, ask you for gift cards, money, and all that, pretending to be me. I will never ever private message anyone asking for help. Check out my link tree to make sure that you're following the right accounts, and thank you guys so much for all of the support. If you want to rep the channel, go and get you guys some merch. It really helps a lot. Thank you guys so much for 630,000 subscribers. I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, love you, bye.